You send a quote. It's a fair quote. You've done your sums, you know what the job takes, and then it comes back. That's a bit steep. Something happens in your chest because it feels like they're saying you're not worth it. So you defend yourself. You list your years, your materials, why you're better than the cheap guys. And the defending, is the thing that loses the job, not the price. Let me show you. So the client comes back and says, "Hi, thanks for the quote, but more than I was expecting though. 4,800 Rand is quite steep for a 2-day job." Fair enough, it's a normal thing to say. And here's how a lot of us answer. That price is completely fair for the amount of work involved. I've been doing this for 11 years and I use proper materials, not the cheap stuff. You get what you pay for. Honestly, if you compare me to the guys charging 3,000 Rand, you'll see the difference in the finish. And the client goes, "Okay, let me think about it and come back to you." And you say, "No problem, the quote is valid for 30 days. And that's it, they're gone. Let me think about it. It's almost never about thinking. Here's what actually happened there. The client didn't ask you to justify the price. They told you something simpler. The number was higher than what they had in their head. That's not a rejection. That's the start of a negotiation they're inviting you into. But the defensive answer does 3 things wrong. First, it argues. The second someone feels argued with, they stop talking and start looking for the exit. "Let me think about it" is the exit. Second, it makes it about you, your years, your materials, your pride, when the client is standing there with a very specific problem, which is the gap between 4,800 and whatever number they had in their mind. You never found out what that number was. And third, comparing yourself to the cheaper guys plants the idea that they are cheaper guys. You did their shopping for them. The message wasn't rude. It was defensive. And defensive reads as "I was attacked," which tells the client they touched a nerve. And now the whole thing is awkward. The price was never the problem. The flinch was. Same client, same 2 messages. Bit more than I was expecting though. 4,800 Rand is quite steep for a 2-day job. But this time you don't defend, you ask. "Thanks for being upfront about it. Can I ask what you were expecting to pay?" And now because you asked instead of argued, they tell you, "I don't know. I had maybe 3,500 Rand in my head." There it is, the actual number. Now you're not guessing. So that makes sense. The gap is mostly the materials. I can walk you through what's in the 4,800, or we can take a look at where it could come down if you're flexible on the finish. And the client goes, "Okay, yeah, show me what's in it. If the materials are worth it, I'm fine with it." Same price, completely different conversation. Because you found out what they're actually worried about instead of defending against a worry they never had. So here's the thing to try. Next time someone says your price is too high, before you type a single word defending it, ask them what they expected to pay. That's it. One question, it moves you from arguing to understanding, and it puts the real number on the table so you can actually deal with it. You can't close a gap you can't see. The hard part is the flinch. In the moment with the message sitting there, defending feels like the natural thing to do. That's what Type is for. You practice the awkward messages on your own phone in your own words before you send the real one. So when that's too expensive lands, you've already been there.